What's going on, chat? I appreciate y'all for tuning in to Top Wrestling Threshold. In this video, we got Mark Henry doing an interview with Tempo Networks, talking about his upcoming promotion, All Caribbean Wrestling. It will be airing on March 1st, 2025. You can download the All Caribbean Wrestling app on the Roku app or on Roku in general. So, yeah, make sure y'all tune in to that. But I'm going to let Mark Henry get back to y'all.
Hello, Mark.
Well, hello there. How are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to meet you. This is such an honor.
Don't make me feel too special.
I'm talking to a celebrity right now.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
So let's start with the basics. For those who are being introduced to you for the very first time, where are you from originally?
I'm from Silsbee, Texas. It's on the border of Texas and Louisiana. Little small country town, more animals than people.
You said more animals than people. Wow, this got to be a small-ass town like where I'm living at right now.
And how did you get into wrestling exactly?
You know, wrestling was brought up to me by my grandmother. And
Your grandmother?
My grandmother.
I wouldn't expect that.
The biggest wrestling fan in the world. And
same here. I became a wrestling fan due to my grandmother. She, her and her husband used to watch wrestling with me when I come down for the summers and visit. Had me real big on wrestling back then.
Used to take me with her. I'm the only kid in my family that's a wrestling fan. Out of all my cousins, nobody in my family has ever offered, even asked for a ticket for WrestleMania or nothing. They watch because I'm on there.
Sounds like you have a huge support team there.
Not so much, but my immediate family, my wife and kids, they love it.
And who were some of your inspirations when you were first getting started?
Junkyard Dog, 100%. I grew up watching Mid-South Wrestling, so Jake the Snake Roberts and Ted DiBiase were I was big fans of. And then, of course,
he reminds me a lot of the Junkyard Dog with that bald head. But carry on, Mark Henry.
Of course, as a little kid, everybody got into WWF. So, you know, Andre the Giant was my guy.
And what was it about those particular wrestlers that you were so impressed with?
One, they like the influence of celebrity, I think, made a difference to me, but also the entertainment. Mm-hmm. The fact that people threw roses at them, people, you know, revered them. Like, and as a little kid, I just thought that was the best. I want to be that. And I've been really blessed in my life to have achieved all the goals that I set for or achieved the goals I've set for myself. But God was always at my back, you know, picking me up when I fell down.
And in your own opinion, what does it take to become a WWE wrestler?
You have to own the room. You have to be larger than life. You have to have a lot of confidence in yourself. Everybody knows confidence is sexy. You can be the most talented. You can be the prettiest. But if you don't have confidence that you are that, nobody will care or nobody will know. Mm-hmm. Closed mouth won't get fed.
That's really good advice for anything that someone goes after in life. You got to own the room. You got to have that presence. Really say, like, I'm here.
I want to be like you one day. Everybody, I watched the clips of your show. You do a very good job of engaging people. And you make people feel like they've known you. Like you make them feel comfortable.
I'm so flattered.
That's a big deal.
Thank you. Thanks for checking me out. I checked you out too. I was blown away.
You know what? I hope that you only checked out the good stuff because I've been a bad boy in my life.
We all have our bad boy, bad girl sides. You know how that goes. I'm actually a little bit of an athlete myself. Okay. I've done a little bit of bodybuilding.
Come on now.
I'm serious. You'll have to check out my Instagram a little bit.
I'm gonna have to go on
It's something I plan to do more seriously as I enter my 30s. But anyways, this interview is about
We
you.
will have to
Me
get
too. Me too.
you on the All Caribbean stage. Have you
Oh,
come and
that'd
introduce
be so
a
cool.
women's match.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I would love to be there for that. And, with bodybuilding, there's a lot of diet that goes into training. What was your diet like when you were a professional wrestler for the WWE?
Well, wrestling, I pretty much ate whatever I wanted to. I always ate pretty balanced.
You just
But
need to be big?
no, I'm talking. But when I was
Mark
competing
Henry has a
for
crazy diet.
weightlifting and
Mhm.
powerlifting, then I had to eat like an exorbitant amount. So, like,
Okay.
if you go and look up World's Strongest Men's diet, we were eating like 13,000, 14,000
Oh my
calories a
God.
day
That's
because
so
off
much.
you burned off a lot. Like I trained like 7 to 8 hours a day,
Mhm.
and some of that was recovery. So for those professional athletes, understand,
14,000?
you every day you had to take at least 1 hour nap, and you had to drink a lot of water,
Yeah.
and you had to take vitamins and oxygen deprivation and
Hmm.
massage and trigger point therapy and all of it.
Hmm.
So it takes all day long, pretty much.
He said a 14,000, 13,000 calorie diet a day. That's fucking crazy. I try to eat less than 2,000 calories, try to lose this tummy of mine. But yeah, I guess it's different when you trying to be the world's strongest man. That shit's crazy. 14,000 calories. How much food you got to eat fucking 13,000, 14,000 calories? But anyway, carry on, Mark Henry.
It sounds like some self-care goes into that.
A lot, a lot. You
Uh-huh.
see thoroughbred horses; they don't win races just because they run fast. You got to be prepped. You got to be kept at point, and when stuff breaks down, you got to fix it immediately.
How much water did you have to drink?
I used to walk around with a gallon of water all the time,
Hmm.
and when it ran out, and which it usually ran out once a day, then I'd either fill the same one up again because I was halfway ignorant back then. I would drink tap water. But now, it's all bottled water. So
Okay.
I'm
And what kind of
spoiled. I'm an inside dog.
oh so what kind of struggles did you have to overcome to achieve the level of success that you have?
People that had a problem with my confidence.
Really?
Like there's always haters. There's always people that's gonna try to stab you in the back. There's
Mm,
always people that
mm,
they think your light shines too much. I'm gonna diminish that light. And
mm,
to have God on my side and have a good team around me, and people to kind of weed away the evil and the hateful, and to be able to just have good recognition. Just to be able to say, I don't think you for me.
mm,
Like this, you got to look out for yourself. And
mm.
also, like I never was a drinker or a smoker. The times that I did drink, I always either went to jail or got reprimanded somehow. So I
Mm.
realized very early that drinking wasn't for me. So I'm kind of like the straight edge. Me and CM Punk, we got to throw the X up. Like I'm high on life.
So there you go. Mark Henry was one of the first straight edge superstars. You know what I'm saying? So you never really gave him credit for being one of the first straight edge wrestling superstars. Because back in those days when he started, it was actually like still crazy with all the drugs in the business. They were using so many drugs back then and drinking so much alcohol to ease their pain and just partying, the rock star lifestyle, going from city to city, and all the beautiful women that were dealing with, going to the bars after work and taking them back to the hotels. I'm sure y'all heard those stories. But yeah, go ahead and Mark Henry and finish telling your story.
And can you share a story with us of a pivotal moment in your wrestling experience that you feel proud of? One of the many.
Wrestling wise, I I invented things. So like the Mark Henry spot. Being able to catch people, roll backwards, pick them up, and do
Hmm.
something hadn't been done before me. And a lot of people emulate it, but um,
Hmm.
to be the original is pretty
Wow.
damn cool.
Oh wow. If you were like me or I'm like you, most likely we just learned something new. I never knew Mark Henry had his own spot. So I gotta do some research on the Mark Henry spot. What exactly is he talking about? Get down in the chat and let me know if y'all know what Mark Henry's talking about in this video as far as the Mark Henry spot goes. But carry on, Mark Henry.
Yeah, that's amazing. You're like a pioneer almost within the WWE. Strongest man, like so many accomplishments.
I feel more confidence and more accomplishment in the fact that the people that I brought into wrestling and the way that I always wanted to not put a negative light on the color of my skin. And Ernie Ladd, you know, when I came into wrestling, that was the first thing he said to me. He didn't say hi, hello, you know, I'm Ernie Ladd. He just, hey, Henry, they're going to do big things with you. Like, don't mess it up for everybody after you. And he elaborated and talked about the history of black wrestling. And he said, you need to know where you came from. And he gave me the best advice out of anybody that I ran into in the sport of wrestling, is he told me how to be responsible. And he was the first black booker in wrestling that handled the money, handled the security, booked the shows, booked the travel, paid the talent, everything. And I said, wow, man, like I never knew that I wanted to be him one day, but, you know, thank God I've been able to become him.
Yeah, so now Mark Henry is officially him. He looked up to Ernie Ladd. You know, he gave him some of the best advice he ever got in the business. And, you know, Mark Henry is officially a wrestling booker now. March 1st, check out Our Caribbean Wrestling. If you're a true wrestling fan, I'm sure you will. I can't wait to see it. But he's going to fill y'all in on some more details about what y'all can see, what y'all will be seeing on Our Caribbean Wrestling coming up in March.
Wow. He sounds like a one-man band, like wearing so many hats.
You know, I do. I wear a lot of hats, but I guess I got a big head, so you know, I can handle it.
And
Headbutting fools like the junkyard dog.
what has been a really rewarding aspect of your wrestling career or your career overall?
You know what? Coming in contact with JB and establishing the alliance with All Caribbean Wrestling, it's a big deal to me. It's a really big deal. I always wanted ownership. I always wanted to lead. And I've been a very good leader. Man, I've been the captain of every team that I've ever been on, my high school, college, Olympic team, everything, you know, like I lead my family. Like I'm a leader. That some people are born to lead and some people are meant to be the protectors and some people are meant to be the teachers. Everybody has a role. And my role is organization and connection. I connect people with the people that they need to get to be who they want to become. And thank God I'm there for people like me that are able to share that and not have an ego about it and take pride in the fact that somebody else made it. And I want them to be bigger than me. I want them to be bigger than I ever was. You know, like I don't have no hate in me. You know, I think that the biggest accomplishment when I die, and I'm an old person, so old people say stuff like that all the time. They talk about, you know, going on. I'm halfway there. You know, like, you know, you get 50 years old, you know, you live half your life mainly. And, you know, like these last 50 years, I want to make sure that I get a statue. They're like, hey, this dude lived.
Yes.
He was here.
You deserve one.
Man, he brought people along. He did everything. He was never a gatekeeper. Even though there were people that hated and called me one, they were wrong. I'm Mark Henry.
Wow, so Mark Henry been accused of being a gatekeeper. Who was saying shit like that? You know, I thought he was always respected in the wrestling business, but you know, being a black man in the industry, he's gonna come with enemies. You feel me? But you know, Mark Henry seemed like a fairly good guy, but I don't know. You got to hear the other side of the story too, also before you place any judgment. But carry on, Mark Henry.
I'm here to help, and I want to make All Caribbean Wrestling as big as the WWE, AEW, New Japan. All of the cream of the crop wrestling companies in the world, because they are wrestling companies, not indie companies. If you think small,
y'all think he can do it? He gonna talk about it a little bit more in a second about how he don't want to label his wrestling company just an indie company. He wanted to be labeled as a just plain wrestling company because he has faith that his company will be as big as the WWE one day. And y'all think Mark Henry has the wrestling knowledge and the capability to carry all Caribbean wrestling to the top of the wrestling industry as far as like an AEW and WWE? You know, it takes a lot of financial backing and a lot of good marketing and all that type of shit to do that. Do y'all think Mark Henry has what it takes to do that along with his partner JB? But carry on, Mark Henry. I believe in you. I hope you can do it.
If you think small, you're going to fall in the small category. I'm shooting for the stars.
Wow, I love that attitude. And what are some of the things about All Caribbean Wrestling that separates it from your average wrestling show?
Well, it's like going to the Olympic Games. You go to the Olympic Games, you see people that represent different places in the world. In the Caribbean, we have people that represent every different ethnicity in the Caribbean. Puerto Rican to Dominican to the people in Jamaica and Trinidad and Bahamas, like Guyana. Like we want representation from everybody, and it's not going to be just Caribbean people. There's going to be Americans. There's going to be Canadians and people from Mexico and all over the world. Like it's going to be a big wrestling company and
diverse,
very diverse. And you can go to Roku. You can go download the app. You know, we're one of 4 wrestling companies in the world with an app.
Nice.
You know, the WWE, AEW, TNA, and us. You know, so we're ahead of the game. And because JB and I have that understanding and knowledge of how to build companies, then we're going to succeed. We're going to ask for large sponsorships. We don't want small sponsorships. We want people to give us the money to be able to go out and pay somebody like a Bobby Lashley if he comes available, or so if John Cena decides he wants to come hang out in the Caribbean, we want to be able to pay him. We want to give that to the Caribbean, you know. So we want the sponsors to come in groves.
And what are some of the things that our audience and viewers can look forward to seeing on All Caribbean Wrestling?
They're gonna see a lot of celebrities.
That's awesome.
I got confirmation from a lot of people so far that you don't have to twist their arm for a good time.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
You know, I talked to John Mary, who's the executive producer for Sherry Shepherd's show.
Oh wow!
Recently, John was going to come and he couldn't make a show on the 19th. But now that I'm done covering football, now I can get back to the Caribbean. John gonna come down there. So it's a lot of people that have made the support, you know, that support me, that are gonna come and get ready, get your tickets.
Oh, that is really exciting! Wow, this is huge.
It's huge. I wish I had more time. You know, like I'm such not a computer or phone person.
Tech savvy.
Man, I'm a dinosaur, and I have to go back to my other job, busted open right now, but I hate that I have to leave. But let's do this again after Martin Luther King Day.
Absolutely.
And we can get more in depth with what we're going to do with All Caribbean.
Oh, that'd be great.
And when we're going to do it.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining me today, Mark Henry. It has been an honor to meet you, and I look forward to speaking with you again.
I can't wait.
All right. I'll see you after Martin Luther King Day. All right. Watch All Caribbean on Tempo Networks March 1st.
All right. So that's dope. So we got your boy Mark Henry. He's kicking off All Caribbean Wrestling on March 1st. So that's big for the wrestling business. And he planned on the company being as big as the wrestling business. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wants to be one of the big dogs. Of course, any promoter that starts up something, anybody that starts up any business wanted to be the biggest. You know what I'm saying? They have aspirations of their company being the biggest. And so I hope he makes it. You know what I'm saying? I hope he really does his thing. I hope it don't be a company that doesn't get any light in the business, though nobody ever hears about, nobody cares about. I hope he blows up fast. You know, you got your boy Booker T, he owns the reality of wrestling. You know, it's doing this thing. You know, you got Zilla Fatu down there. You got a lot of people that he trained that came up to WWE, like Alicia Fox, and I think he might have did some training for Jade Cargill too. You know, Mark Henry, he's the one that found some of the biggest names in wrestling. He found Samantha Irvin, she's no longer with the WWE, but you know, she did her thing in the WWE. Like everybody loves Samantha Irvin. He found, or maybe it was Kayla Braxton that he found, but you know, she's no longer with WWE. She's missed. Mark Henry definitely found Jade Cargill and brought her to the business, brought her to AEW, and now she's with the WWE. Can't wait till Jade Cargill come back. He also found Bianca Belair. You know, she's one of the greatest women wrestlers of all fucking time. She can do it all. Like I said, she can fucking flip. She can pick up 2 women at one time. She can fly. She can fucking do it all. She picked up fucking, who was it? Mercedes Moné, or back then she was Sasha Banks. I think that's who it was. She picked her up with one fucking hand and slammed her like over the top of her head like that. A gorilla press slam. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking Bianca Belair's the shit. But Mark Henry found all of those people. You know, he a former world champion. He did his thing, you know. That's what he do, you know what I'm saying? He does his thing in the wrestling game. But I hope y'all really like this video. I'm gonna probably hit y'all up later with another video or two. If not today, hopefully tomorrow. You know, I got a busy schedule. I got other channels I gotta take care of too as well. But yeah. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, hit that notification bell. And I'm gonna get back at y'all later. Peace.